Good morning, students. Apology for yesterday's technical problem, power cut problem. So I started
Recording in progress.
at 11 and we end with 12 p.m. So beta, now today I'm going to take remaining part and next session will be on Tuesday and Thursday, because on Wednesday I think there is Dashera. So Dashera के आपको छुट्टी होगी. So we are going to start debentures on Tuesday. So you will get time to complete your company accounts in these 2 to 3 days. So if you have any query related to company accounts, you can ask me. Today we have sufficient time to finish our forfeiture and reissue. We have 2.5 hours. So I'm going to take it very slowly. And don't worry, now company accounts, I know now you can do it very well. So company accounts mein, as you are aware, basically company accounts is related to share capital. So normally we have to pass entries not related to any expenditure like salary or rent or any advertisement, depreciation, nothing. So why this chapter is important? Because we have to do accounting for share capital. So this is nothing but it is a share capital accounting and debentures accounting. So what is new in this? Share capital means capital is always recorded at face value. So more than that value, if you are getting face value se zyada kuch milta hai, so that is called as security premium. That security premium, we write it under the head reserves and surplus, correct? So company account is nothing but accounting for share capital. And suppose if shareholder has not paid your money, so what to do with that money? You have to forfeit his shares. And after forfeiture, you can reissue it to someone. So this topic is basically related to number 1, basic accounting. Second one, in case of oversubscription, how to calculate. Suppose if any shareholder is paying later any amount, what is due, then how to charge interest. So interest calculation is there. Fourth one, in case of forfeiture, and fifth one is reissue. So this chapter is very, very easy chapter. So friends, before starting any session, that first we have to revise our basic rules of accounts, as you are aware. So hardly 1 minute. Traditional account, personal account, debit the debtor, credit the creditor, debit the receiver, credit the giver, debtor becomes giver, creditor becomes receiver. Real account debit what comes in, credit what goes out. Nominal account debit all expenses and losses, credit all incomes and gains. Personal and real account are carried to balance sheet, and profit and loss account mein jayenge nominal accounts. And modern approach, this modern approach is asset debit balance, income credit balance, expense debit balance, liability credit balance, and capital credit balance. Friends, before understanding company accounts, we have started with that authorized capital. Authorized capital ke baad aata hai, this is registered capital, issued capital, which is issued to the public, then subscribed by the public is the third capital, then called up capital, then paid up capital. Called up capital means whatever amount you asked to the public, and then paid up capital, whatever amount they paid. So called up minus paid up is equal to calls in arrears. Sometimes there is calls in advance, that today we are going to understand that. Then after that, we have seen the balance sheet pro forma, schedule 3, part 1, balance sheet pro forma. As you are aware about this pro forma, equity, liability, capital, resource and surplus, share, money received against share warrant application, money received pending allotment, non-current liability, long-term borrowing, deferred tax liability, other long-term liability, long-term provisions, current liability, short-term borrowing, trade payable, other current liability, short-term provisions. Assets, non-current assets, property, plant and equipment, intangible assets, capital WIP, intangible assets under development, non-current investment, deferred tax asset, long-term loans and advances, other non-current assets, current investment, inventory, trade receivable, cash and cash equivalent, short-term loans and advances, other current assets. So this pro forma is important at the time of revision, and second one in the intermediate level. So it's always better to have your basics very clear. So I know now you have done this pro forma. After that, we have seen some illustrations related to authorized capital. Then at par ke illustrations we have completed. Then what is journal entries related to allotment application? In application, first it is received. So bank account debit to equity share application, and then equity share application account debit to equity share capital is the first entry. Then equity share allotment account debit to equity share capital, and bank account debit to equity share allotment. So in allotment, due first and then received. In first call also due first and then received. So equity share first call to equity share capital, and and bank account debit to first call, and after that the second entry is bank equity share allotment, second call account debit to equity share capital, and bank account debit to equity share second call. After that, you have understood the pro forma of illustration number 7. 7 is very important. So that pro forma. Now, yes, tell me what is the first. Yes, you have to write it in the comment section. All these 7 adjustments. Chalo, jaldi se, let's quickly revise it. Who is going to answer without looking into your study material and even in your notebook? So I know my students are intelligent. They studied already illustration number 7, and do you by heart the pro forma of illustration number 7? Now you have to write it in the comment section. Let's see who is answering very fast illustration number 7 ka all 7 points. Okay, chalo, तो जल्दी से illustration number 7 कंप्लीट कर, मैं आपको प्रोफॉर्मा पूछता हूं, एंड आफ्टर दैट वी आर गोइंग टू सी टुडे व्हाट इज द एंट्रीज फॉर कॉल्स इन एरियर्स. इलस्ट्रेशन नंबर 7 पे आके हम लोग रुके थे. सो भूमिका, गुड मॉर्निंग बेटा. आई टुक 13 minutes 5 seconds. वेरी गुड बेटा इन प्रोराटा क्वेश्चन. एकता तिवारी सिंह सर 7 minutes 11 minutes and 25 seconds. वेरी गुड बेटा. गुड मॉर्निंग, गुड मॉर्निंग, गुड मॉर्निंग. How to join live CA foundation classes for May 2023? Sneha Gupta ji, you can contact if you want live face-to-face classes honge ya you want Zoom classes, then you can contact Pune branch also, and in Delhi branches is यहाँ पे board of studies पे schedule is not yet there, so आप वो यहाँ से आपको समझ में आएगा. After that we are going to announce it, so don't worry. सर एक क्वेश्चन ऐसा करवा दीजिए शेयर का जिसमें बैलेंस शीट भी बनाई जाए. सूर्या कुमार, यस बेटा, बैलेंस शीट इज नॉट गोइंग टू आस्क इन द एग्जाम, ओनली प्रोफॉर्मा ऑफ बैलेंस शीट. सम इंपॉर्टेंट आइटम्स विल बी आस्क इन द एग्जाम. तो सूर्या कुमार, आपको टेंशन नहीं लेना है. सर P&L का प्रोफॉर्मा भी याद करना है क्या? संकल्पदीप, नो बेटा, P&L का प्रोफॉर्मा एट फाउंडेशन लेवल याद मत कीजिए, इंटर में मैं करवा के लूंगा, डोंट वरी. सर आदिश शाह, मैंने 7 नंबर का इलस्ट्रेशन किया, मुझे एडजस्टमेंट और एंट्रीज आ गए. स्टार्ट में थोड़ा गुस्सा आ रहा था लेकिन आ गया. नाउ आई एम वेरी कॉन्फिडेंट अबाउट इलस्ट्रेशन 7 एंड थैंक यू फॉर योर मोटिवेशन. वेरी गुड बेटा. यश गुप्ता, 9 minutes सर, आई टेक सर. ओके, वेरी गुड बेटा. अविनाश बोल रहे हैं 16 minutes. ओके बेटा, डू इट अगेन. अविनाश जी, प्लीज डू इट अगेन. अकॉर्डिंग टू मी मैक्सिमम 11 minutes इज योर टारगेट. सो इलस्ट्रेशन 7 का टारगेट आपका होना चाहिए 11 minutes का. ओके. मानवी खन्ना ने सिर्फ शेयर्स अप्लाइड और अलॉटेड लिख के छोड़ दिया. बेटा 2 ही आइटम्स लिखते हैं क्या ऐसे? गुंजन देवी सबसे पहले आंसर दिया है जेबा ने. ओके. एप्लीकेशन रिसीव्ड, अलॉटमेंट ऑफ शेयर्स, वेरी गुड. एप्लीकेशन मनी रिसीव्ड इज अ थर्ड वन. एप्लीकेशन मनी ड्यू, वेरी गुड बेटा, 4 नंबर पे. एक्सेस मनी रिसीव्ड, वेरी गुड. 5 नंबर पे था एक्सेस मनी. 6 नंबर पे अलॉटमेंट मनी ड्यू. 7 नंबर पे एडजस्टमेंट ऑफ एक्सेस मनी इन अलॉटमेंट. देन 7 के बाद 8 नंबर पे एक्सेस रिफंड. देन अलॉटमेंट मनी रिसीव्ड एंड देन यस बेटा फर्स्ट कॉल ड्यू एंड रिसीव्ड. छा गई बेटा जेबा, छा गई तुम. 1 नंबर बेटा. यस, फर्स्ट कॉल ड्यू एंड एकता तिवारी जी 10 नंबर पे फर्स्ट कॉल ड्यू एंड रिसीव्ड. 10 नंबर ही है, सो 10 ही नंबर याद रखने हैं. वेरी गुड बेटा एकता तिवारी. एकता तिवारी ने तो नंबर वाइज लिखा हुआ है. वेरी गुड. एप्लीकेशन रिसीव्ड, अलॉटमेंट शेयर्स रिसीव्ड, एप्लीकेशन मनी रिसीव्ड, एप्लीकेशन मनी ड्यू. 5 नंबर पे एक्सेस अमाउंट, 6 नंबर पे अलॉटमेंट मनी ड्यू, 7 नंबर पे एडजस्टमेंट, 8 नंबर पे एक्सेस मनी रिफंडेड, 9 नंबर पे अलॉटमेंट मनी रिसीव्ड, 10 नंबर पे फर्स्ट कॉल ड्यू एंड रिसीव्ड. एकता ने ड्यू अलग रखा है और 11 पे रिसीव्ड रखा है. जरूरी नहीं है क्योंकि जितना ड्यू हुआ उतना ही रिसीव्ड हुआ. वेरी गुड एकता तिवारी जी. बरकतुल्ला बोल रहे 10 मिनट. उसके बाद सैयमा ने एज यूजुअल थोड़ा सा ही लिख के बेटा. सैयमा 1 2 3 4 एप्लीकेशन मनी ड्यू के बाद अलॉटमेंट मनी ड्यू लिखा ही नहीं बेटा. एक्सेस मनी था, फिर 2-3 आइटम्स गायब कर दिए बेटा. सैयमा 2-3 आइटम्स गायब किए. शीतल 8 ही नंबर लिखे हैं, आगे का लिखा नहीं है. 9 numbers 10 नंबर के है टोटली. सो आई सॉल्व दिस क्वेश्चन 4 times, देन आई गॉट द कॉन्सेप्ट कंप्लीटली. अब्दुल शेख भाई वाला, वेरी गुड बेटा, वेरी गुड. ठीक है, 3-4 बार सॉल्व करने से कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता. दिस इज योर इन्वेस्टमेंट एंड नॉट वेस्टिंग ऑफ टाइम. ओके, इन्वेस्टमेंट कर रहे हो आप. एग्जाम्पल 1 प्रैक्टिकल क्वेश्चंस करवा दीजिए डायग्राम के साथ. ओके, चलिए. So now everyone answered it. चलो, so let's start with today's session. So आपको 10 नंबर्स को ये जो मैंने करवाया था इलस्ट्रेशन नंबर 7 वो आपको अच्छे से समझ में आया है. That is the A+ category question. And now we are going to see calls in areas and calls in advanced concept. Okay, calls in areas and calls in advanced concept. Understand? Calls in areas means what? On 30th September, beta, today is my wife's birthday. तो आज थोड़ा उनको 2-3 दिन मुझे किधर तो लेके जाना पड़ेगा. सो दैट्स व्हाई हॉलीडे ऑन मंडे. तो 2-3 दिन मुझे उनको देवी को लेके जाना है. हम लोग घूमने तो जाते नहीं है, बट कर्नाटका जाएंगे, तो इसलिए मंडे को छुट्टी दिया. नहीं तो ट्यूसडे को हम लोग लेक्चर रखने वाले हैं. सो हाँ, आज वाइफ का बर्थडे तो थोड़ा खुश रखना पड़ेगा. सो 30th सितंबर ये था. ये इसलिए डेट ले रहा हूं, एज्यूम आज मैंने ससुर जी से कुछ पैसा मांगा. सो दैट इज लाइक अलॉटमेंट मनी ड्यू. ओके, सो अलॉटमेंट मनी. ओके, यस, आई अप्लाइड फॉर शेयर. ओके, I got the share. Share मतलब assume करो वाइफ है, तो I got the share and allotment money due. Okay, so allotment money due on 30th September. So I asked for some amount from I'm a company and कंपनी है और कंपनी ने शेयर्स को शेयर्स ऑलरेडी मिल चुके, अलॉट कर चुका हूं, और शेयर्स देने के बाद नाउ आई एम आस्किंग फॉर मनी. ओके, आई एम आस्किंग फॉर मनी. तो अभी सपोज 30th September, I have given time up to 15th October. कितना टाइम दिया मैंने? 15th October. So what is the entry for allotment money due? Now what is the entry for allotment money due? Okay, चलिए. So allotment money due is equity share allotment account debit on 30th September. On 30th September, I will pass entry equity share allotment account debit to equity share capital. So what is the entry? Equity share allotment account debit to equity share capital. Assume 5,000 shares are there. Rupees 4 per share. Rupees 4 per share. Correct है? This is 20,000. But now out of 5,000 shares, only 4,000 shares paid the amount 16,000, and 1,000 shares they have not paid the amount 4,000. So here I will debit to bank account. I will debit bank account, and here I will debit calls in arrears account. Which account I am going to debit? Calls in arrears account. So beta, here what is the entry? Bank account debit 16,000. Calls in arrears debit 4,000 to equity share allotment up to 15th October. Allotment 20,000. So allotment account get cancelled. Capital is credited by whole amount. Bank also and calls in arrears also. Okay. So this calls in arrears, bank account asset side पे show होगा, correct है? And calls in arrears, it will be shown on the which side beta? Liability side, but as a deduction from share capital. as a deduction from share capital. समझा क्या बेटा? ओए, समझ में आया? लाइबिलिटी साइड पे बताया जाएगा, but less from share capital because it has a debit balance. Always remember, it has debit balance. कौन सा बैलेंस है? डेबिट बैलेंस. ठीक है. सो calls in arrears is always having कौन सा बैलेंस है बेटा? Always having a debit balance. So calls in arrears. Suppose my father-in-law, he has not paid full amount. So where to debit it? Calls in arrears. Okay. So I called it, but I have not received it. So calls in arrears is my asset. It is my asset, but I'm showing it on the liability side. Therefore, it is shown as a deduction from share capital. Remember this. Calls in arrears is shown as deduction from share capital. Now, sir, suppose he paid on 15th of 11. 15th November, he paid the amount. So, from the date of receipt, date of due is 15th October. Not better, means time jitna diya. Due date is time which is given to all shareholders. Amount is called on 30th September, but I have given time up to 15 days, but he has not paid that amount. And from the date of due date up to receipt date, receipt is 15th of November. So I'm going to charge him. Interest. Okay. So interest has to be charged for 1 month. Okay. On calls in arrears. So now what is the entry for interest beta? Now see, apply your basic concepts and tell me what is the entry for this interest. Okay. Tell me the entry for this interest. चलो एंट्री फॉर इंटरेस्ट बता दीजिए फटाफट. एंट्री फॉर इंटरेस्ट. Entry for interest. Yes, tell me. Okay. Very good. Shareholder account debit to interest account. Yes. Entry for interest. Shareholder is your debtor to interest is your income. Shareholder account debit to interest account. And when we received interest and this, so bank account debit full amount. To calls in arrears, you are going to cancel. सो हियर आई ऑलरेडी बुक्ड माई इनकम. ओके, ऊपर मैंने एंट्री बुक कर दिया है. इंटरेस्ट इज ऑलरेडी बुक. सो नाउ आई एम गोइंग टू कैंसल माई शेयर होल्डर. Shareholder, debtor becomes giver. Calls in arrears by which amount? By amount, principal amount. You can call it as principal amount. And shareholder amount is an interest amount. Shareholder amount is an interest amount. So beta, these are entries. So now how much amount of calls in arrears? 4,000. And interest, now 4,000. What is the rate of interest? So ICA has given you that rate of interest also. So beta, interest income, interest 12% on calls in advance. Sorry, 12% and 10% किधर दिया है? हाँ, calls in arrears पे, calls in arrears पे 10%. हाँ, see. So when there is an income, when there is income, 4,000 into 10% into 1/12. So 400 को डिवाइड करेगा मैं 12 से 33.33 rupees. So amount that I will receive 4033.33. You got this concept? चलो एक बार देख लीजिए. Allotment, आपको स्क्रीनशॉट निकालना है क्या? Yes, tell me. स्क्रीनशॉट निकालना है तो लिख लीजिए. यस, फटाफट. Allotment money due. Equity share allotment 20,000 to equity share capital. Then 4,000 into 4, 1,000 into 4. Bank account debit, calls in arrears account debit to equity share allotment. And last May, when you received the interest, before that interest due key entry, shareholder to interest, and then bank account debit to calls in arrears to shareholders. So how many entries are there, beta? First entry will be bank account debit, जो भी received हुआ, calls in arrears account debit to equity share allotment, and after that interest to shareholder, and then bank to calls in arrears to, yes, write it in the comment section. चलो जल्दी से comment section में I want all these three entries. All these three entries I want. 1, 2, 3. Bank account debit, calls in arrears account debit to equity share respective call. So इधर आप क्या बोल सकते हो? Now here it is allotment, but it is respective call. It might be first call, it might be second call. Okay. Then shareholder to interest. Shareholder is our debtor, to interest is our income. And bank account debit, rate of interest is 10%. यस बेटा, सिक्योरिटी प्रीमियम भी आना बाकी होगा तो इंटरेस्ट पूरे इस पे चार्ज होगा. ऑल थ्री एंट्रीज यू हैव टू राइट इट इन द कमेंट सेक्शन. चलो जल्दी से लिखो ऑल थ्री एंट्रीज. रिकॉल 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 कीजिए. यस बेटा, सिक्योरिटी प्रीमियम पे भी इंटरेस्ट लगेगा इफ इट इज नॉट पेड. Equity share allotment account debit to equity share capital is the first entry. Then bank account debit, calls in arrears account debit to equity share allotment. Very good. When interest is charged, shareholder account debit to interest. And when calls in arrears received, bank account debit to calls in arrears to shareholder. Very good, beta. Asha, very good. Very good, beta. बरकतुल्ला जी, मस्त लिखा है सबने. चलो, now you only think and tell me. Now I am giving you one example. Chalo, now it's your answer time. Assume. So beta call scenarios के entry समझ में आ गई. So quickly revise it. So what is the first entry? Equity share allotment account debit to equity share capital. So here in our example, this is 20,000. Second entry will be quickly revised. Bank account debit 16,000. Calls in arrears account debit 4,000. To equity share capital, allotment 20,000. Third entry, shareholder account debit to interest 33.33 on 4,000 for 1 month. And then bank account debit to calls in arrears to shareholder 4033, calls in arrears 4,000, 33.33. Calls in arrears cancel, shareholder cancel. Interest book for 33.33, allotment cancelled. So you left with bank account. So आपके accounts कौन से? Equity share capital 20,000, bank account 16,000, interest 33.33, and again bank account 4033.33. Okay. So आपका देखो क्या दिखने वाला है at the end. You left with bank 4033, equity share capital 4,000, and interest 33. Credit, bank debit. Easy है? अरे easy है. So ultimate effects you can write. Ultimately bank account को दिखेगा 4033. Capital is always shown at face value, and interest will be credited to profit and loss account. Interest P&L में जाएगा. So ultimate effects, only 3 accounts you left with. You left with only 3 accounts. Now should I give you one more example, beta? एक और example do? Chalo, not for arrears. Now see, calls in advance. Now you apply your mind. Calls in advance is your liability. Yeah? Calls in arrears is asset. Calls in advance is liability. Suppose, same example, 30th September is a due date for first call. Okay, I'm asking you from the 30th September. Huh? 15th. Huh. So how many shares are there? 20,000 rupees. 5,000 shares. Rupees 4. 15th October received. Now we received one shareholder 1,000 shares into 4 plus 3. 3 rupees we received for second call. And 4,000 shares rupees 4. Then 15 November is a due date for second call. Due date for second call, rupees 3 per share. Yes. I'm giving you exactly 5 minutes. Think it and tell me the answer. Think it, because thinking is very important, beta. Think it and give me the answer. Chalo. From first call up to the second call. Up to second call. Give me answer. Calls in advance is liability. Remember. and interest on that is your expenditure, 12% per annum. Interest is 12% per annum. So what are entries? Chaliye. Now I will tell you entries. 30th September, equity share first call. Let's see how many of you answered correctly. To equity share capital, 20,000. Second entry, bank account debit. See, this is 16,000 and this is 23,000. To equity share first call, 20,000. To calls in advance, 3,000. Third entry, equity share second call account debit. To equity share capital, 4,000 shares, nahi, 5,000 shares into 3, 15,000. But wait, interest account debit to, this is expenses, to shareholder, 3,000 into 12% into 1 by 12. 30 rupees. Shareholder is your creditor. And then shareholder to bank, 30. And then bank account debit to equity share second call, bank account debit, calls in advance account debit to equity share second call, 4,000 into 3, 1,000 into 3, 5,000 into 3, 15,000, 12,000, 3,000. So beta, now first call will get cancelled. Second call cancel. Calls in advance cancel. Shareholder cancel. Okay. So you can see now all these entries. How many entries are there? Total 6 entries. And no one answered it correctly. No one answered it correctly. There are 6 entries. Equity share first call. Now understood, beta? See, equity share first call to equity share capital. Then bank account debit to first call to calls in advance. Then equity share second call to equity share capital. Interest to shareholder. Then shareholder to bank. And then bank account debit, calls in advance account debit to equity share second call. Okay. Got this concept? Already I explained you all these 6 entries. Now beta, it's time to solve concept of interest on calls in arrears and calls in advance ka question. So beta, 6 entries, you have to revise it properly. First call, then calls in advance, then second call, then interest entry, then calls in advance cancellation entry. Okay. So we are going to solve one illustration. दैट इज नंबर 9. चलो एक ब्रेक के पहले इलस्ट्रेशन 9 सॉल्व कर लेते एंड तुरंत ब्रेक ले लेंगे एंड आफ्टर दैट फोर फीचर एंड री इशू. अभी इजी है, एकदम इजी. यस टेल मी, यू हैव टू रिवाइज दिस सेशन. यस, सीक्वेंस गलत हो गया. नो प्रॉब्लम बेटा. सार्थक सेट इट्स ओके. Now you understood. I will tell you the sequence now, how to solve this question. Rashmi Limited. You want screenshot? Okay, okay. Screenshot चाहिए. So this is a question. This is a question, beta. Screenshot चाहिए. बेटा calls in advance debit side पे करना पड़ेगा ना. We have to cancel ना that advance. We already received it, so we have to cancel it at the time of second call. इसलिए debit दिया. Okay, 3 entries taken, and then 4, 5, 6. Yes, revise it quickly, yeah, beta. I know. चलिए इलस्ट्रेशन नंबर 9 पे आते हैं. यस, चलिए इलस्ट्रेशन 9. बेटा रश्मि लिमिटेड इशूड 1 lakh equity shares of 10 each payable on 2.5 on application. 2.5 on application. 3 on allotment. 2 and 2.5. 2.5, 3, 2, 2.5. Correct? Total is 10. All these shares were fully subscribed to Mr. Nair, who held 10,000 shares, paid full remaining amount on first call itself. Okay. And the final call, which is made after 3 months from first call, was fully paid except a shareholder 1,000 who paid his dues after 2 months. So, beta, how to solve this question? Total 10,000 shares. Understand? 10,000 shares में से one shareholder, sorry, total 1 lakh shares. Sorry, total 1 lakh shares. 10,000 shares paid in advance. Which call? Last call. 2.5. Second call he paid it in advance. 25,000 rupees. Correct? Che? And 1,000 shares calls in arrears of rupees 2 per share. Calls in arrears at the time of first call. And remaining shares, 89,000 shares, normal. Normal means they paid on due date. They paid on due date. चलिए So first entry, application received. I will give you the sequence. Application received beta 1 lakh shares into rupees. What is the diagram? 2.5. 2,50,000. This is the first entry. Correct hai? So bank account debit to equity share application. First entry correct. Second entry, application money due. Application money due. 1 lakh shares into 2.5. 2,50,000 to equity share capital. Second entry correct. Third entry, allotment money due. 1 lakh shares into 1 lakh shares into 3 rupees. Fourth entry, allotment money received. So no problem till this amount. 3 lakhs, 3 lakhs. Equity share allotment to equity share capital. Bank account debit to equity share allotment. 4 entries correct. Now, fifth entry. First call due. First call due. 1 lakh shares છે into rupees 2. No problem till this entry. Fifth entry, अच्छा खासा जीवन था. First call due. Now, problem. First call received. First call received plus in arrears plus in advance. First call received. Received beta 99,000 shares except that 1,000. 99,000 shares into rupees 2. In arrears 1,000 into 2 and in advance 10,000 into second call 2.5. This is very, very important sequence. So 99,000 into 2, 1,98,000. Bank account debit. Calls in arrears account debit. Here, first call credit 2,000. 2,000. Okay. So this portion, first call credit. Then 1,000, 10,000 into 2.5. 25,000 bank account debit and calls in advance account credit. Bank account debit and calls in advance account credit. 25,000. So total bank is debited the final call. Oh, sorry, my friend. Sorry, my friend. Calls in arrears is a second call. Sorry, my friend. Calls in arrears. I thought, sorry. The final call after 3 months from first call was fully paid. Except final call. Okay. Only final call has not paid. Then your life is easy, beta. Sorry. So this diagram I'm going to change. There is no arrears. There is no arrears. Call received. So change it. Write it vapas. Sixth one. Okay. Sixth one, those who have written first call received. It's okay. But you understood if there is a, yes, beta. If there is first call not received, then you have to pass in such a way. Now here IC has made it simple. Only second call is not made. But first call nahi milta to upar ka kiya rehta. First call received and second call advance. Final call advance. Bank account debit. Diagram is getting changed, beta. Okay. Bank account debit. How much, beta? Full 1 lakh shares into rupees. Diagram wise 2 rupees. Diagram wise beta rupees 2. First call received 1 lakh shares fully mila, and second call ka 10,000 shares into 2.5 received in advance. Bank account debit 2 lakhs and 25,000. So bank account debit. Now you can see bank account debit, sixth entry, 2 equity share first call, 2 calls in advance. So beta, this is your liability. Calls in advance is your liability. Sixth entry understood. Now seventh entry. Now seventh entry. Final call due. Final call due. Final call due. How many shares? 1 lakh shares into 2.5. 2,50,000. And bank account debit 2,22,500. 2,22,500. That is the second entry. Sorry, this is one. And now final call received plus calls in arrears plus adjustment of calls in advance. Okay. So now final call received on how many shares, beta? 89,000 shares into 2.5. Bank account debit. Calls in arrears. 1,000 shares has not paid the final call. And adjustment is 10,000 into 2.5 is the adjustment. 25,000. 2,500. So now beta, it is credit, calls in advance, now credit. And here bank account is debited by 89,000 into 2.5, 2,22,500. You understood the sequence? See beta, 8 number entry is most important entry. Final call received on 89,000 shares, only 89,000, because 10,000 already paid. 1,000 has not paid. So 2,22,500, 8th entry is most important entry. IMP entry, mark it as IMP entry. All remaining entries are not important because they are similar. 8 number entry is IMP. Bank account debit 222,500. Calls in advance, we are going to cancel. It has a debit balance. It has a credit balance. Now debit it. Calls in advance, normally credit balance. Now debit. Calls in arrears 2,500 and equity share final call is getting cancelled. 9th entry. 9th entry. Now interest on calls in advance. Red pen entry only. Expenses. How many expenses, beta? Advance is 25,000. Here you can check for how many months. So 25,000. First call was made after 3 months from first call. So beta 3 months from the date of first call, from the receipt date up to second call. Receipt date first call up to second call. That is 3 months and interest rate is 12%. 750 rupees. Interest expenditure account debit to shareholder creditor. 9th number, 10th number, shareholder paid interest. Interest expenditure paid rupees 750. 11 number, interest income on calls in arrears. Interest income on calls in arrears. Now beta calls in arrears kitna tha? Yes, you can find out 2,500 into 10% from due date of second call till receipt date. Till receipt, इधर exactly उल्टा, due date to receipt date and ऊपर receipt date to due date. Okay, so due date के बाद कब पे किया? He has paid after 2 months. After 2 months. 2,500 into 10% divided by 6. 41.67. Yes. And now 12 number is very important. Received calls in arrears plus interest. So calls in arrears को क्रेडिट करना है, इंटरेस्ट को शेयर होल्डर को क्रेडिट करना है. शेयर होल्डर को क्रेडिट करेंगे एंड रिसीव्ड बैंक को डेबिट देंगे. दिस इज ऑल्सो अगेन इंपॉर्टेंट एंट्री. नाउ इट्स इजी बेटा. 11/12 बैंक अकाउंट डेबिट 256141.67. This is the principal amount and this is interest amount to shareholder. So don't make a single mistake. All 12 entries are important. I have given you sequence. Better you have to revise it. You do not have any other option. I can write, remember this in the sequence form, but better it needs a practice. Minimum 2 to 3 times solving. Minimum 2 to 3 times solving. Yes. Now you want to take screenshot, beta? Yes. Now it's easy. Very good. Chalo. Screenshot ले लीजिए. Sequence wise. Sequence wise. Very, very important, na beta? Sequence is very important. Sequence is important. ठीक है? 3, 4, 5. ओके. 6 का मेरे से गलती हुआ था, फिर मैंने रेक्टिफाई किया. 6, 7. Then beta 8, 9, 10. 10, 11, 12. Please practice it, beta. Please practice it. This question is really tough. आया तो 8 मार्क्स के आपके बल्ले बल्ले होंगे. तो please do it. Very important question. Now after break we are going to see some forfeiture questions. And then beta 9 number तक हो गया. It's very simple. So now calls in arrears and calls in advance over. Now let's start with forfeiture part after break. ठीक है? Till now any difficulty beta? Please tell me it in the comment section. अभी तक कोई difficulty है? बेटा नाउ प्लीज डू. सर अगर सीक्वेंस प्रॉपर नहीं हुआ तो मार्क्स कटेंगे क्या? नहीं, नहीं कटेंगे. but you have to do practice. बेटा ओंकार प्लीज रीवॉच दिस सेशन. अभी आप मत पूछे बिकॉज वी हैव टू डू फॉरफीचर. आप एक बार शांति से देख लेना पूरा सेशन वापस से. यू विल अंडरस्टैंड इट. इट्स वेरी इजी. टेक अ ब्रेक. टेक अ ब्रेक. चलो, welcome back once again. Now we are going to see questions related to forfeiture. चलो, अभी हम लोग forfeiture के पास जाएंगे. So forfeiture is the next concept. Okay. So beta, till now illustration number 9 and 7 are A plus category question and we do not have any option. Questions like this, when can I get? Rashika, there is no need to solve extra questions like this. You do the practice of same question. So beta, it will help you out in your exam. And if you want extra questions, then beta, you have to solve scanner of Suchita Prakashan. It's very easy. And better 12 sequence of that 12 entries is very important. If you understood this sequence, you are going to solve this question correctly in exam. So practice to lagega. And work. Yes, why you are finding company accounts difficult? Because here 12 questions ka sequence is very difficult to remember. And that's why students are finding this chapter difficult, beta. Otherwise, nothing is difficult in these questions. Okay, abhi dekho, illustration number 10. How easy it is. A Limited forfeited 30,000 equity shares of rupees 10 each, fully called up. He paid application money paid 2 rupees, allotment money 4, and first call 4 rupees. Received up to, so this diagram will help you out. Received up to first line after allotment and second line forfeited. Draw this diagram. Forfeited this line, second line. So equity share capital 10 rupiya to calls in arrears or final call 4 rupiya to shares forfeited 6 rupees. 30,000 shares, 30,000 shares, and then multiply by 30,000. 3 lakhs, 1,20,000, 1,80,000. Correct hai. So calls in arrears here not opened by ICI. Calls in arrears is not open in study material. In your study material, calls in arrears is not open. You can write calls in arrears also credited. हर बार कॉल्स इन एडवांस का 12% और कॉल्स इन एरियर्स का 10% ही होता है क्या? यस बेटा, आदिश शाह, यस यस रचेत, इफ यू यूज माय टेक्निक इट विल बी वेरी इजी. यस बेटा. 244 अंडरस्टूड दिस डायग्राम? चलो, अंडरस्टूड बेटा, डायग्राम समझ में आया पूरा? इलस्ट्रेशन 10 का इजी है. चलो, लेट्स मूव टू इलस्ट्रेशन 11. नाउ यू प्रिपेयर द डायग्राम. चलिए, डायग्राम बराबर है? चलिए, नेक्स्ट वन. X Limited forfeited 20,000 equity shares of 10 each. 8 called up for non-payment of first call. 2 rupees, 2 rupees application money, 4 rupees allotment money, 2 rupees first call, and then 2 rupees is a second call. Second call is not yet asked. Only first call is received till allotment. So this is the diagram. And first call, after first call forfeited. Not asked for second call. So equity share capital 8 to first call 2 to shares forfeited 6. So equity share capital 8 to first call 2 to shares forfeited 6. Okay. So beta, this is the entry. Think for one share. Think for one share. Draw these diagrams. Huh? Draw these diagrams. Illute 12. Illute 12. Next one, beta Bibu Pandey, please focus. Illustration number 12. X Limited forfeited 5,000 equity shares of 100 each at a premium of 20%. On application 20, so premium is 20 beta. Allotment 30 face value, 20 premium, because including premium, and 50 rupees first call. Only application money was paid by the shareholder. And after final call, shares are forfeited. So security premium is received or not received? Not received. So equity share capital rupees up to second line. Up to second line 100. Security premium debit 20. To equity share allotment 50. To first call 50. And to shares forfeited is collected amount face value 20 into how many shares? 5,000 shares. So into 5,000, 5,000, 5,000. Think for one share always. Think for one share. You will get the answer. 5 lakh, 1 lakh, 250, 250, 1 lakh. Over. Yes. We can't do application and allotment entries. Only forfeiture entry. They ask you only forfeiture entry. इजी छे बेटा डायग्राम. जिसको डायग्राम समझ में आया ना, उसको फोरफीचर लाइफ में फुल टाइम समझ में आया. फोरफीचर मतलब डायग्राम ड्रॉ करना. एंड संकेत सर का टेक्निक. फर्स्ट लाइन इज फॉर रिसीव्ड एंड सेकंड लाइन इज फॉर फोरफिटेड. इजी छे या डिफिकल्ट छे? थर्टीन नंबर. कितने क्वेश्चन है टोटल? 14, 15, 16, 17 is the last one, na? Yes बेटा, illustration 9 का इंडेक्स बना दूंगा. चलो Mr. Shami or Shammi has applied for 1000 shares. Applied for. Applied for means, beta, applied for is different. So here is a question of pro rata. And he allotted only 600 shares. Now this is very important question. Pro rata allotment and forfeiture. The shares have face value of 10. Okay. Premium 2. Which are payable on allotment including premium. So premium is 2, 3. So beta diagram निकालता हूं आपके लिए. 3 is face value, 2 is premium, and final call 5. 5 और 3 8. So application is 2. Easy. Shami doesn't pay allotment money and first call. Okay. So what is the entry? See the entry. Equity share capital account debit 10. Security premium not received. Therefore cancel rupees 2. To equity share allotment 5. To first call 5. To shares forfeited face value which is collected 2 multiplied by number of shares only 600. Wait. But here there is one important calculation, IMP. Excess amount received. Excess amount received. 600 shares. He applied for 1000 shares, but he allotted 600 shares. So excess shares are 400. Excess application into rupees 2. 800. So application received 800 extra. So you collected excess collected. Collection is 800. So allotment में से 800 कम हो जाएंगे. 800 is deducted from allotment. Now this is IMP and it is added in collection. देखो मैंने 800 रुपए ज्यादा कलेक्ट किया तो allotment में से मैं कम कलेक्ट करूंगा अभी, और मैंने ऑलरेडी कलेक्शन 800 का है तो forfeited बढ़ेगा और allotment कम होएगा, इसलिए कॉल सिनेरियोस में से कम करेंगे एंड forfeited में बढ़ा देंगे. So this is very easy. So this is 10 into 600. 6,000. 1200. 3000 माइनस 800. सो अलॉटमेंट 200. थोड़ा सीक्वेंस गलत हो गया, फोरफीचर नीचे लेना चाहिए था. फाइनल कॉल 3000 एंड फोरफीचर यू कैन सी फोरफीचर 1200 प्लस 800 2000. So this is very important. Now you got this concept. So here pro rata forfeiture. What is the heading of this question? प्रो राटा फोरफीचर. तो प्रो राटा फोरफीचर में हम लोग क्या करेंगे, अलॉटमेंट में से कम करेंगे एंड फोरफीचर में बढ़ा देंगे एक्सेस अमाउंट. इट्स वेरी सिंपल. इजी है? अरे इजी है क्या? इजी. वेरी गुड. नहीं बेटा, हियर एडजस्टेड लिखा है उन्होंने. इट इज एडजस्टेड. It is adjusted money, not refunded money. Pro rata hai. We have to assume it is pro rata. Diagram, easy peasy. Now, reissue of forfeited shares. Very important concept. Yes. Any difficulty till now? Four feature easy છે. Now reissue. Now reissue. Now I am going to tell you very, very important concept. Tell me forfeited shares. Which balance for forfeited shares? Forfeited shares को कौन सा balance होगा? Tell me always. Which balance बेटा? Forfeited shares को कौन सा balance है? Forfeited shares को कौन सा balance है? जल्दी बताओ comment section में. फटाफट बोलो अभी. रीइश्यू का पार्ट चालू हो रहा है. Yes, Lakshita is saying, sir, credit balance. Very good. सबसे first answered by Lakshita. Credit balance. Now this credit balance, which is shown under the head share capital, forfeited shares, share capital के अंदर दिखेगा forfeited shares, credit balance on the liability side, equity and liability side. Now we have two options. कोई तो लिखा डेबिट बैलेंस. किसने लिखा रे डेबिट बैलेंस? जेबा डेबिट बैलेंस होता है. फोरफिटेड शेयर्स को डेबिट बैलेंस होता है बेटा. हाँ, हमने एंट्री पास की अभी फोरफिटेड की जेबा. और आपने क्रेडिट लिखना चाहिए या डेबिट लिखना चाहिए? अभी you have two options. What are you going to do with these forfeited shares? These are shares on which you already collected some amount, but ownership is cancelled by you. Okay. So now you have two options. Permanent cancellation of that ownership. Okay. Cancel it. Permanently cancel that ownership. And option 2, reissue. You can write over there. Permanently cancel your ownership. Now, whatever amount you collected, okay, amount collected is now already collected. Amount already collected is your now income. You already collected some amount, na? You are going to cancel his ownership. आपने उसकी ownership cancel कर दी, but some amount is collected by him. So that amount is your income. And that income is not your day-to-day income. Not day-to-day income. And therefore, transfer it not to profit and loss account, but transfer it to capital reserve. Why it is transferred to capital reserve? Because this is not day-to-day income, sir. Not day-to-day income. And therefore, we transfer it, whatever balance in shares forfeited, to capital reserve. Shares forfeited account debit to capital reserve. What is the entry? Shares forfeited account debit to capital reserve. You got this concept? So whenever you are cancelling these shares forfeited, what is the entry? This amount which you already collected. Now you are not going to refund it. Correct? Hai? So that is your income. But this income is not my day-to-day income. And therefore, it is transferred to capital reserve. Shares forfeited balance now 0. And capital reserve is my income. Yes. In reissue to some another person. So new owner. To share capital. New owner. If you collect excess than face value. Excess than face value. Then security premium. Now new owner will pay you some amount. New owner will pay you some amount. So bank account debit, new owner, therefore share capital is credited, security premium is credited, bank account debited, and beta shares forfeited. Now this shares forfeited is given to new owner. So balance becomes 0 in this shares forfeited. And balancing figure you will transfer to capital reserve. This is a profit. New owner से आया हुआ पैसा प्लस ओल्ड ओनर से आया हुआ पैसा माइनस शेयर कैपिटल is your extra profit, that is capital reserve. I will tell you some examples so you will find it easy. I will give you some examples so you will find it easy. Bank account debit, remember this entry. Bank account debit, shares forfeited account debit, to share capital, to security premium, to capital reserve. Easy છે? Okay, capital reserve can be used for, but a dividend you can pay out of this if it is received in cash. Okay, otherwise you have to show it in the balance sheet as it is, or at the time of liquidation जब कंपनी बंद होगी तब वो शेयर होल्डर को दे देना. किसको दे देना? शेयर होल्डर को दे देना. Very good question, मानवी खन्ना. Pritesh Sutar is saying, sir, now I understood why it is transferred to capital reserve. Beta 11-12 standard में, you know, this is transferred to capital reserve, but now you understood that is not my day-to-day income. This is not my day-to-day. I'm not going to do forfeiture on daily basis. So it is not my sales or purchase. And therefore it is transferred to capital reserve. CBSC board, ICSC board. Yes. Do you know the logic, beta? Why it is capital reserve? See, now I'm giving you one example. Suppose forfeiture balance is rupees 4. Credit balance. Now reissued at 7 rupees. Reissued at 7. Face value 10. So what is the entry? What is the entry? Bank account debit 7. Reissued at 7. Shares forfeited account debit 4. To equity share capital 10. And to capital reserve 7 now collected, 4 already collected, 11, 1 rupee. Chalo. Case 2. You can write this. Case 1. Case 1, reissued at 7. Case 2, reissue at 11. Reissue at 8. Reissue at 8. So what is the entry? Chalo. Case 2. See beta. I collected 7 rupees now. 4 I already collected. 10 is a face value. So capital reserve is 1. Yes. Reissue at 8. What is the entry? Reissue at 8. Reissue at 8. No, beta, discount may not allowed. Discount may not allowed. Bank account debit 8. Shares forfeited already collected 4. To equity share capital 10. To capital reserve 2. To capital reserve 2. 12 रुपए कलेक्ट किए ऑलरेडी 8. नाउ 4 एंड 10 रुपया कलेक्ट करना चाहिए था तो 2 रुपया हुआ. So 2 rupees extra collection by me. So 2 rupees is my capital reserve. So 8 plus 4, 12 minus equity share capital 10 is my capital reserve 2. Got the concept? Very easy. Case number 3. Case number 3. Reissue at rupees 11. Chalo, reissue at rupees 11. Tell me. Fast. So reissue at 11. जल्दी से बताइए मुझे. Reissue at 11. Yes, reissue at 11. Yes. Now reissue at 11. Bank account debit 11. Shares forfeited debit 4. To share capital, yes, share capital 10. To capital reserve 5. Wrong. Cannot exceed shares forfeited balance, which is equal to 4. Shares forfeited balance cannot exceed capital reserve. Capital reserve cannot exceed shares forfeited balance. So those students who answer 5, all are wrong. All are wrong. Only Sankaldeep answered correctly. Shares forfeited 4, to equity share capital 10, to security premium 1, to capital reserve maximum 4. Maximum 4 rupees. Maximum. No, 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 no. Maximum 4 rupees. Got the entry? Yes, it's okay. Many students, 90% students, they are making mistake. But now you understood. Kya understood? Shares, you write down it somewhere. Capital reserve cannot exceed shares forfeited balance. Capital reserve cannot exceed shares forfeited balance. Remember this. ठीक છે? No. Chalo. Now you do illustration number 14. Chalo. Abhi 14 and 15. I am giving you exactly 6 minutes. 14 and 15 you have to do. Exactly 6 minutes. Chalo, chalo, chalo. Do first. 6 to 7 minutes बेटा. Okay? चलो 6 मिनट है आपके पास, फटाफट कंप्लीट कीजिए. 6 minutes. Yes, beta, done. चलो. Okay. Cool. Illustration 14. Mr. Long, who was the holder of 2000 preference shares of 100 each, on which 75 has called up, his dues on allotment and first call 25 each is not received and 25 is not called. So entry will be, this is a diagram. Equity share capital account debit 75 to allotment 25 to first call 25. This is not important. And to shares forfeited 25. 2000, 2000, 2000 into 2000. 75 into 2000, you are getting the answer 1,50,000. 50, 50, 50. Now balance in shares forfeited is 50,000. What is the balance in shares forfeited? 50,000. You can write this. Balance in share forfeited 50,000. Now reissued bank account debit. Bank account debit 65. Shares forfeited account debit 25. To equity share capital 100. Sorry. To equity share capital till now we received only 75. Sorry. 75 is a to equity share capital. And to capital reserve is 15. 1500, 1500, 1500, 1500. $97,500. 37,500. 1,12,500 and 22,500. So capital reserve 22,500 and balance in forfeiture 12,500. Balance in forfeiture 12,500. Okay, balance in forfeiture 12,500. 50,000 credit and 37,500 debit. And how this is 12,500 beta? Remaining shares are 500. 500 shares are not reissued. So 500 shares not reissued. बेटा 500 शेयर्स रीइश्यू किए नहीं. एक बार देखो 2000 शेयर्स थे. डायग्राम तो समझ में आया. 2000 में से कितने रीइश्यू किए? 1500. तो 2000 में से 1500 रीइश्यू किए and 500 रिटेन किए. So 500 will be shown under the head shares forfeited and 1500 is going to cancel. Okay, this is important that only 75 is credited. ILU 15. ILU 15. IMP question. ILU 15 IMP. 16 is also IMP beta. Reissue. 17 Beta 15 and 16 I am going to take. Other than cash, I will take with debentures. Other than cash, I will take with debentures. So beta 13 number, 14 number easy है. Now I am giving you 15 number. कौन सा नंबर देखेंगे अभी? 15. I know बेटा इजी है. इलस्ट्रेशन 15 पे ध्यान देते हैं. ब्यूटीफुल कंपनी. Now beta please understand this question is most important question. 15 I am going to take, 16 I will give you as homework. So next session first we'll start with 16 and 15 number हमें देखना पड़ेगा. ये कहाँ पे डिफरेंट है? अभी डिफिकल्ट कहाँ है? इट्स वेरी सिंपल. ब्यूटीफुल कंपनी लिमिटेड issued 30,000 equity shares of 10 each, payable 3 on application, 5 on allotment, 4 on call. So diagram. 3, 5 will be divided 3 face value, 2 security premium, and 4. Except Ram. Now beta Ram, see Ram ka share. Holding 500 shares, failed to pay allotment money. So first diagram before allotment and call money. Okay, so Ram का ये status है. Sham, diagram will be same. 3, 3, 2, 4. He failed to pay call money. He failed to pay call money. So equity share capital debit 10, security premium debit 2, to allotment account 5, to first call 4, to shares forfeited 3. How many shares? 500, 500, 500, 500, 500. This is of Ram. Sham ka 2 is received, therefore ignore in forfeiture entry. Equity share capital 10, to first call 4, to shares forfeited 6, to ignore कीजिए. Collected face value 1,000, 1,000, 1,000. Beta, practice makes you perfect. 5,000, 1,000, 2,500, 2,000, 1,500. 10,000, 4,000, 6,000. One two 50 shares, including Ram's whole share, ₹2 per share. I will show you the, yes, beta. So now it's very important. Ram के पूरे shares reissue हुए, all 500. Reissue 750 and retain 250. Reissue कितना? All 50, 500. Reissue 750 and retain 250. Okay, so 250 is not yet reissued. So bank account debit, see beta. So forfeiture balance we have to divide in 75:25 ratio. This is very, very important. Which ratio? 75:25. So 6,000 में से reissue 6,000 divided by 100 into 75. 4,500 will be cancelled and 1,500 will be retained. So bank account debit, now this is very important. Bank account debit 1250 reissued at rupees. Discount of 2 means 8 rupees. Discount of 2 means 8 rupees. Shares forfeited account debit. Shares forfeited account debit 1500 plus 4,500. 1500 of Ram and 4,500 of Sham. Okay, only 4,500. Huh? To equity share capital 1250 into face value and balancing figure is capital reserve. Let's see the answer. 1250 into 8, 10,000, 6,000, 12,500, and our capital reserve balance will be 3,500. If I'm getting capital reserve entry 3,500, all entries are correct. Yes. Yes. So beta, you can take a screenshot. Ram and Sham. See, Ram diagram is different. Security premium not received, so cancel. Cancel in forfeiture. So security premium is debited for Ram. Sham ke liye ignore kiya. Then this 6,000 we have divided in two parts. 1,500 reissued and 6,000 is only 750 is reissued. 1250 total reissued. Ram का पूरा, Sham का 750. कंफ्यूजिंग तो होगा ही मानवी, लेक्चर देखना पड़ेगा बार बार. एंड बैंक अकाउंट डेबिट, shares forfeited account debit to equity share capital to capital reserve. Balance sheet. See beta, in balance sheet, out of 30,000 shares, 30,000 shares में से only 250 shares now are not reissued. Remaining shares 29,750 shares are reissued. So you can see 29 shares into 10, 2,97,500. Forfeiture share balance 1,500. That will be shown under the head share capital. So very, very important. Forfeited shares 1,500. Better do practice. Huh? Security premium. Security premium. Except Ram. Except Ram is not paid. So 29,500 into 2 rupees. Capital reserve we already calculated. So this is how 2,99,000 you will write over here. Reserves and surplus 62,500. And bank balance. Bank balance C. Bank balance C. 28,500 paid full amount. 28,500 normal people, they paid full 12 rupees. Then Ram paid 500 into, Ram paid only, yes beta, Ram kitna pay kar raha hai? Ram is paying only 3 by Ram. Sham kitna pay kar raha hai? 1,000 into 3 plus 3 plus 2, 8. And Jadu is paying 1,250 into 8. Just write down 8 and then revise it. Dekho, normal 28,500 shares. Who paid full 12 rupees? Memory plus. Ram paid 1,500. Sham paid 8,000 memory plus, and 1250 into 8, 10,000 memory plus memory recall. $28,500 into 12, कुछ तो मेरे हिसाब से मेमोरी में मेरा रह गया था कुछ तो. 28,500 into 12 memory plus, 1500 memory plus, 8,000 memory plus, 1250 into 8 memory plus. Yes, 361,500. Yes, I'm getting 361,500. So this is your balance sheet presentation. No need of this working notes. You can write it in my way as a working note. Ram, Sham, and here Jadu. So beta, this is illustration number 15. Revise it properly. एक बार अच्छे से रिवीजन कीजिए तो आपको समझ में भी आ जाएगा. It's not at all difficult. Solve illustration number 16. I know today is very difficult day for you. 9 number was difficult. Yes, I will show you the आज का दिन बहुत ही मुश्किल वाला था क्योंकि बहुत सारे डिफिकल्ट क्वेश्चंस थे. बट बेटा हिम्मत हारनी नहीं है. यस, यू कैन सी illustration 8 index, 9 index. एट नाइन टेक इंडेक्स का स्क्रीनशॉट. 10 11 12 15. 16 is your homework. Yes, I know थोड़ा सा डिफिकल्ट है. वापस से लगे तो एक एक्सप्लेन करता हूं. सही है माँ जी, थोड़ा सा डिफिकल्ट है. एक बार वापस एक्सप्लेन कर दूंगा आपको इन नेक्स्ट सेशन. ओके, सो 15 नंबर एक बार मैं वापस एक्सप्लेन करूंगा. 16 भी एक्सप्लेन करता हूं आपको. सो एक बार आप देख लीजिए, देन आई विल सॉल्व इट वंस अगेन ऑन ट्यूसडे. सो वी आर गोइंग टू मीट इट ऑन ट्यूसडे. चलो, थैंक यू. विल मीट ऑन ट्यूसडे. चलो, यस, बाय. मीनू जी बंद कर दीजिए.